Tessa, the background to this is that back in the apartheid era, in fact, dating back from more than a century ago, many black people were dispossessed of their land. And yet 25 years after the end of apartheid, much of the land remains, especially the best quality land, remains in the hands of white people. After 1994, the ANC brought in a voluntary scheme known as willing seller, willing buyer. The idea was the government would buy up land to redistribute to black people. And yet there's been incredibly slow progress on this. The target was for something like 30% of that land to be redistributed. Only around 10% actually has. Land and agriculture are very important in South Africa, and the economy has been performing extremely poorly. Unemployment is extremely high, 27% according to the latest figures. President Ramaphosa went on TV last night saying this move now to change the constitution, which has been mooted for some time, this is what they want to do, and particularly this measure to allow land to be expropriated without compensation. That's the highly contentious issue. That's the measure that's seen as targeting white farmers in particular.
All right, so what could this lead to? I mean, could there be a lot more reaction to this?
It has been very contentious. Of course, it conjures up images of a Zimbabwe-type situation where we saw in years past white farmers being forced from their land. The government says it's not about land grabbing. There's a certain amount of optimism, despite increasing conflicts over this. There's a certain amount of optimism amongst farmers and amongst business that this can work, that land has been transferred successfully. There's a lot of criticism saying that it may be counterproductive and you may actually see black people being forced off their land because they have actually been acquiring land. The government says it's going to push ahead with it. There's this big stimulus package for the economy as well. It won't necessarily get through Parliament, though. And a lot depends on the reaction in the coming days, particularly from South Africa's international investors.
All right, thanks for the analysis. Alistair Sanford, thanks.